You walk into a patient's room and find them on the floor. They're awake, they're talking to you, and your gut says exactly one thing: get them up. That instinct, on the CNA state test, is the wrong answer. This is a real question, straight out of my practice test bank. I give it to my students before every state exam, and more than half of them miss it the first time. Not because they didn't study, but because they trusted their gut instead of their training. By the end of this video, you won't make that mistake. I'm Damon Davis, psychiatric nurse and healthcare educator with nearly 4 decades in the field. Let's break down exactly why helpful isn't always correct and what actually gets you the points. Quick refresher, because this matters for what's coming. The CNA state test isn't one big pile of random facts. It's built around 5 priority areas: infection control, vital signs, patient rights and communication, safety and emergency response, and basic personal care skills. Every scored question, written or hands-on, lives inside one of those 5 buckets. If you've watched the other videos in this series, you already have the mindset tools: the 4-question framework, the foot of the bed pause, the are you sure read, the 3-point setup. Today we're doing something different. We're putting that mindset to work on a real exam-style question, the kind you'll actually face in the room. Back to that patient on the floor. Here's the actual test question. The CNA enters a room and finds the patient conscious on the floor. What is the first thing the CNA should do? Every instinct in your body says help them up. That's what a caring person does. But the correct answer is call for the nurse before moving the patient. Not check their pulse first. Not help them up. Call the nurse. Here's the clinical reasoning behind it. The same which answer keeps the patient safest logic from video 1. You don't know yet if that fall caused a fracture, a head injury, or a spinal injury. Moving a patient before a nurse assesses them can turn a minor fall into a serious one. Your job in that first moment isn't to fix the situation, it's to protect the patient from a second injury while you get someone qualified to assess them. That's the trap. The test isn't checking whether you're kind, it's checking whether you know the difference between being helpful and being safe. Those aren't always the same thing, and the exam is built to catch students who don't know that yet. Here's a second one, so you can see this isn't a fluke. A patient says, I don't want my bath today. I just don't feel like it. What should the CNA do? Pause it if you want to guess. Most students pick one of 2 wrong answers. Either make them do it anyway, or just skip it and move on. The correct answer: report the refusal to the nurse and document it. Patients have the legal right to refuse care. You can't force it, but you also can't just let it disappear. It has to be reported and documented so the care team knows. 2 questions, same pattern. The wrong answer feels natural. The right answer requires knowing the rule behind it. This is exactly the kind of question that's actually on your state test, and it's exactly what's inside the Fast Track Prep Guide. 25 real practice questions like these 2, every one of them with a full answer key that explains the reasoning, not just the letter. Plus a printable skills quick check card you can keep in your pocket on test day, and an AI prompt pack that generates unlimited extra practice questions targeted to whatever section you're weakest in. It's $7, links in the description. If you've only got time to do one thing before your test, do the practice questions, because guessing what the test wants is how prepared people lose points. Here's where I'll save you some time. Stop memorizing obscure trivia, exact numeric ranges you'll never be asked, rare conditions that aren't on this test, terminology definitions your instructor threw in but the state board doesn't test. That's hours you'll never get back. Spend that time instead doing what we just did, reading scenario questions and asking, what does this test actually want from me here? That skill, reading a situation and applying the rule instead of your gut, is what both parts of the exam are quietly measuring the whole time. Notice what just happened in both of those questions. Safety first, procedure over instinct, report, don't guess. That's the same reasoning running underneath the 4-question framework, the foot of the bed pause, the 3-point setup, everything we've covered in this series. It's one mindset applied everywhere. Written questions, skills demonstrations, real scenario judgment calls. Once it clicks for the whole test, not just one section. If you want the other 23 questions and the reasoning behind every one of them, the Fast Track Prep Guide is $7, link in the description. And if you haven't grabbed the free guide with the 4 core strategies yet, that link's there too, no charge. I'm Damon Davis. God bless you. Now go study.